If you think museums are snoozeums, then your mind is about to get blown. The Louvre, the Smithsonian, the British Museum, all names that inspire reverence. A great museum of art or natural history is cultural gold. But what do you call a museum that highlights toilet seats, quack medicine, or gut parasites? Cultural platinum. Okay, you're out with your sweetheart for a romantic day on the town in Tokyo, and you've just had a lovely lunch. Where to next? How about a building full of parasites? The Meguro Parasitological Museum in Japan's capital city is a monument to the millions of squirming, crawling, and drilling organisms that look at our big warm bodies and think, if I lived here, I'd be home by now. Among their collection of bloodsuckers and gut invaders is a 29-foot tapeworm and remarkably photogenic preserved dolphin stomach frozen in time at the moment it was erupting with hundreds of parasitic worms. The Science Museum of Minnesota in St. Paul is now home to several objects originally featured in the late Bob McCoy's Museum of Questionable Medical Devices, a must-stop for fans of quackery and pseudo-scientific horror. Witness the cutting-edge phrenology with the psychograph, which was designed to diagnose your mental attributes with pins that measure the lumps on your head. Or cure your constipation by submitting yourself to the electronic vibrations of the therapy chair. The Icelandic Phallological Museum in Reykjavik might be small, but it makes up for that with laser-like focus. It's a museum dedicated entirely to the male reproductive organ in all forms throughout the animal kingdom. Dried, jarred, and otherwise preserved penises have been curated from land animals, including mice, bears, elephants, and yes, Homo sapiens. And the museum also features an impressive collection of whale genitalia. I don't know why I did that. Less than 2 miles away from the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where Sylvester Stallone finished his iconic jog in Rocky, you will find the Mutter Museum, the legacy of Dr. Thomas Dent Mutter, who died in 1859. The museum opened in 1863 based on Mutter's collection of medical anomalies. Today, it contains things like preserved slices of Einstein's brain, a gallery of more than 2,000 objects extracted from people's throats, and the remains of the soap lady, who was buried in a place where the soil chemistry encased her body in a soap-like substance called adipocere. Huh. What's the weirdest attraction you've ever stumbled across? I can tell you from personal experience, the Voodoo Museum in New Orleans is chock full of options. Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe and check out 10 weirdest museums you should really visit on howstuffworks.com. Less than 2 miles away from the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, Less than 2 miles away from the steps of the this is getting shorter and shorter. Yeah. You will find the Mutter Museum, the legacy of Dr. Thomas Dent Mutter, who died in nope, that's an 18.